They thought Cairo had everything, but they never asked what he wanted. Cairo was born into a life most people could only dream about. A mansion so big it felt like a hotel. Cars lined up like a showroom. Security guards at the gate. Money flowing like water, never stopping, never finishing. From the outside, it looked perfect. But inside that house, it was quiet. Not peaceful quiet, empty quiet. His father was always busy building businesses, chasing power, answering calls even at dinner. His mother was always dressed perfectly, attending events, smiling for cameras, living a life that looked beautiful but felt distant. And Cairo, he was just there, surrounded by everything, but connected to nothing. Every part of his life was already written. The school he would attend, the people he would associate with, the career he would take over. Even his future had a script, and everyone expected him to follow it, without questions, without hesitation, without choice. But deep inside him, something didn't feel right. He would sit in his room, staring at the ceiling for hours, asking himself questions he couldn't answer. Why do I feel empty? Why doesn't this make me happy? Why does this life feel like it belongs to someone else? He tried to ignore it. He tried to fit in. He wore the expensive clothes, attended the events, smiled when expected. But every smile felt forced out. Every moment felt fake. And every day, he felt like he was losing himself. Because the truth was simple. Cairo didn't hate his family. He didn't hate the money. He hated the fact that none of it felt like his. One night, everything became clear. He sat alone in his massive room, surrounded by luxury that meant nothing to him. The silence was louder than ever before. And in that silence, he finally admitted the truth to himself. I have everything, but I am not free. That realization hit differently, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. That night, Cairo didn't cry. He didn't panic. He didn't overthink. He just made a decision. The next morning, the house was as perfect as always. Everything in place. Everything controlled. But Cairo was different. He didn't take much. No designer clothes. No expensive watch. No signs of the life he was leaving behind. Just a small bag and courage. He walked past the gate. The guards greeted him like usual. They didn't know. This time, he wasn't coming back. For the first time in his life, Cairo stepped into a world where nobody knew him. No special treatment. No expectations. No pressure. Just reality. And reality was not easy. He struggled. He searched for work. Faced rejection. Ignored. He felt hunger for the first time. Real hunger. Not the kind you solve with a phone call, but the kind that humbles you. He slept in places that were uncomfortable. Met people who were rough, but real. People who didn't care about status. People who spoke truth without pretending. And slowly, Cairo started to change. Not into someone weaker, but into someone honest. He learned how to work for something, learned how to fail, learned how to stand back up. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. The boy who once had everything was now building something from nothing, and strangely, he felt lighter. No pressure to impress. No expectations to meet, no image to protect, just himself. One evening, after a long day, someone asked him a simple question. Where are you from? Cairo paused, not because he didn't know, but because, for the first time in his life, it didn't define him. He smiled slightly and said, somewhere I had everything, but didn't have myself. And that answer was enough. Back in his old world, people talked. They said he was ungrateful. They said he was confused. They said he would come back, because in their minds, nobody walks away from wealth. But they were wrong. Cairo didn't walk away from money. He walked away from a life that wasn't his, because he had learned something powerful. Money can give you comfort, but it can never give you identity. And somewhere far from the mansion, far from the noise, far from the expectations, Cairo sat quietly. No luxury. No spotlight. No pressure. Just peace. And for the first time in his life, he smiled. Not because everything was perfect, but because everything was real. Because finally, Cairo wasn't living a life given to him. He was living a life he chose. Please still leave a like on this video please, or follow me or subscribe. Thanks, or would you leave a comment?